I have to keep going. I cannot stop yet. The Greater Grail has to reach the reverse side of the world, no matter how difficult this journey becomes. But now that I am finally alone with my thoughts, there is one question I cannot stop asking myself. Why was I the one chosen? There were so many other homunculi who were created for the same purpose, and yet somehow my life became something completely different. Was there really a reason for it? Or was everything that happened to me simply an accident? What is that? There is someone standing in the middle of the sky, but I don't sense any hostility from him. Strangely, the closer I get, the more I feel as though I was meant to encounter this person.
You have traveled a very long distance, Sieg. You have carried the Greater Grail while knowing that the journey ahead might change everything about your future. And yet you continue forward, even though you still have questions about why you were chosen for this path.
Who are you? There is something about you that I cannot explain, and somehow I don't feel that I need to defend myself against you. I have never met you before, but I feel as though you already know everything about me.
My name is Jesus. You may not understand why our paths have crossed, but I know the questions that have been troubling you. You have spent much of your short life wondering whether someone like you was ever truly meant to exist.
Jesus, Christ, then why have you come to me? I'm only trying to complete the journey I started, and I don't understand why someone like you would appear before me now.
Because there is something you have been carrying that is heavier than the Greater Grail. It is the question of your own existence and whether your life has meaning beyond the purpose others gave you. You have wondered why, out of all the homunculi, you were the one who was given the chance to become something more.
That's exactly what I've been wondering. There were so many homunculi created for the same purpose, and most of them never had the opportunity to choose their own lives. So why was I different? Why was I the one who was chosen?
You believe being chosen means that you must have been special from the moment you were created. But sometimes, a person's importance is not determined by how they begin their life. It is revealed by the choices they make when they are finally given the freedom to decide who they want to become.
But I was created as a homunculus. My existence was decided before I could even understand what it meant to be alive, and I was created to serve a purpose that someone else had chosen. How could someone like me possibly have a purpose of my own?
Because the circumstances of your creation do not determine the value of your life. God has a plan for every living creature, Sieg, even those who were created by human hands and treated as though they were nothing more than tools. Being a homunculus does not make you less worthy of life, love, or purpose.
Then God knew about me. He knew that I would be created as a homunculus, and that my life would eventually become what it is now. He knew about all of the things that happened to me?
He knew you before you understood yourself. He knew the life you would live, the people you would meet, the suffering you would experience, and the choices you would eventually make. Your existence was never invisible to him, even during the moments when you believed that nobody cared whether you lived or died.
But if God already knew what would happen to me, does that mean my choices were already decided? If everything was known before I even existed, then how can I say that the decisions I made were truly mine? Was I really choosing my own path?
Knowing what someone will choose is not the same as forcing them to choose it. God can see the road ahead without taking away your ability to decide which direction you will walk. Your choices remain yours because you are the one who makes them, even when God already knows where they may lead.
Then why did my life have to begin like this? Why did I have to be created as a homunculus and treated as something disposable before I even understood what living meant? Why couldn't I have simply been born like an ordinary human being?
I will not tell you that every suffering you experienced was good, or that every cruel thing done to you was part of God's desire. There is evil in the world, and people can use the lives of others for selfish purposes. But what others intended for you does not have the power to decide what your life will ultimately become.
So, my beginning does not decide my ending? Even though I was created for someone else's purpose, I can still decide what my own existence means? I can still become something different from what I was originally made to be?
Yes, Sieg. Your beginning may explain where you came from, but it does not have to determine where you are going. You were created without being given a choice about your beginning, but you were given something far more important afterward, the ability to choose what kind of person you would become.
I never thought of myself as someone important. I only wanted to help the other homunculi, because I knew what it was like to be treated as though your life had no value. If I could give them the freedom that I never had, then maybe my existence could mean something.
And that desire revealed something important about you. You discovered that life is not measured by how long you exist or by the circumstances of your birth. Sometimes a life becomes meaningful through the love, compassion, and courage a person chooses to give to others.
Love. I understand protecting people and fighting for them, but I'm still not sure I understand what love has to do with my existence. Is loving someone really enough to give a life meaning?
Love is one of the reasons life has meaning. You have protected people without asking what they could give you in return, and you have placed yourself in danger because you believed their lives mattered. Even now, you are carrying the Greater Grail away because you believe that doing so may give others a chance at a better future.
But I still don't know what will happen to me afterward. Once I reach the reverse side of the world, I don't know whether I will ever return to the world I came from. I don't even know whether there is a place where someone like me truly belongs.
You are looking at the reverse side of the world as though it is the final page of your story. But reaching that place does not mean that your story has ended. Sometimes what looks like an ending is simply the beginning of a part of your life that you were never able to imagine before.
Then what awaits me there? I've spent this entire journey thinking about the Greater Grail and what I have to accomplish. Now you're telling me that there may be something beyond that, but I don't know what it could possibly be.
For now, I want you to rest. You have carried a tremendous burden for a long time, and you have convinced yourself that you must always keep moving forward. When you reach the reverse side of the world, allow yourself to stop and remember that you are more than the purpose you were created to fulfill.
I don't know if I remember how to rest. For so long, there was always someone who needed help or something that needed to be done, and stopping felt like abandoning my responsibility. If I stop moving forward, I'm afraid I might lose sight of the reason I started this journey.
Then let me remind you of something important. Your worth does not disappear when you stop fighting, and you do not have to constantly sacrifice yourself to prove that your life has value. Sometimes resting is not giving up. Sometimes it is simply allowing yourself to recover so that you can continue living.
I wish I could believe that as easily as you say it. I've always thought that if I had a purpose, then I needed to keep fulfilling it until there was nothing left for me to give. Maybe I never stopped to ask whether I was allowed to want something for myself.
You are allowed to want something for yourself, Sieg. You are allowed to hope for happiness, companionship, peace, and a future that is not defined entirely by sacrifice. Having a purpose does not mean that you must abandon every personal desire you have.
Jesus. May I ask you something else? If God really does have a plan for me, does that plan include the people I have met along the way? Or are they simply people who were meant to cross my path before I eventually had to leave everything behind?
Some people enter our lives for only a short time, while others remain with us far longer than we ever expected. There are also people whose paths seem to cross by chance, only for us to discover later that meeting them changed the direction of our entire lives. Sometimes God allows two people to find one another because each has something the other needs.
Then, what about Jeanne? I've tried not to think too much about what will happen to her after everything is over, but I still find myself remembering her. I don't know why her presence has become so important to me, but I don't want her to disappear from my life.
Then perhaps you should not let her disappear. You have spent so much time believing that your journey must eventually separate you from everyone you care about. But perhaps the future is not asking you to forget the people you love. Perhaps it is giving you the opportunity to meet them again.
Do you know something about what will happen to Jeanne? The way you're speaking makes me feel as though there is something you aren't telling me. If you know something about her, please tell me.
There are things you are not meant to know yet. If I told you everything that was waiting for you, then you would no longer be walking into your future freely. For now, trust that the people who matter to you are not necessarily lost simply because your current journey is taking you somewhere else.
I understand. Even if I don't completely understand, I suppose I've learned that some things cannot be forced, and perhaps the future is one of them. I'll keep moving forward and trust that whatever comes next will reveal itself when the time is right.
That is enough. You do not need to understand every part of God's plan before you take the next step. Sometimes faith means continuing forward even when you cannot see the entire road ahead.
Then I'll continue. The Greater Grail still needs to reach the reverse side of the world, and I won't stop until I know that it is safe. After that, perhaps I can finally allow myself to rest.
Then go, Sieg. You have carried this burden far enough, and the destination you have been searching for is finally within reach. When you arrive, do not think about what you must accomplish next. Simply allow yourself to breathe.
So, this is the reverse side of the world. I actually made it here, but now that the journey is over, I suddenly don't know what I'm supposed to do. For once, there is no enemy in front of me, and no immediate decision that I need to make.
Then perhaps you should do exactly what I told you to do. Rest here, Sieg, and allow your body and mind to recover from everything you have endured. You have already done what you came here to accomplish.
I suppose you're right. Now that I have finally stopped moving, I can feel just how exhausted I really am. I spent so much time thinking about reaching this place that I never considered what I would feel once I finally arrived.
You do not have to decide your entire future today. You have carried the Greater Grail across the world, and you have survived things that should have broken you. For now, simply rest and know that you have done enough.
Jesus, are you leaving? I thought perhaps you would stay for a little while longer, especially after everything we have talked about. There are still so many things I want to understand.
I will leave for a little while, but I will not be gone forever. There is something I must do before I return, and it is something connected to the future that awaits you here. I want you to trust me and remain here until I come back.
Where are you going? And what could possibly be so important that you need to leave now? You said there was still something waiting for me, but I don't know what that means.
There is someone I need to bring here. Someone who has been thinking about you. Someone whose own journey has brought her closer to this place without her realizing it. I believe the time has come for the two of you to meet again.
Someone who has been thinking about me? There is only one person I can think of when you say that. You mean Jeanne, don't you?
Yes, Sieg. I will return, and when I do, I will bring Jeanne d'Arc with me. You have spent so much time wondering what place she has in your future, and soon you may finally have the opportunity to find out.
Jeanne, after everything that happened, I never thought I would have another chance to see her. If you're truly going to bring her here, then I will wait for you both.
Then rest, Sieg. Do not worry about what you will say or what will happen when she arrives. When the time comes, you will have the opportunity to speak to her and discover what the future has prepared for both of you.
Thank you, Jesus. I still don't understand why I was chosen or what God's plan for me will ultimately become. But for the first time, I don't feel as though I have to find every answer by myself.
You were never meant to carry every answer alone. Your life has meaning, Sieg, and the people you have met along the way are part of the story you have chosen to live. Rest now and allow the next chapter to come to you.
Then I'll wait here. I'll rest, just as you asked me to, and I'll trust that you'll return. And when you come back with Jeanne, I think I'll finally be ready to see her again.
I will return, Sieg, and when I do, you will not be alone anymore. Until then, rest here and let your heart be at peace.
Jeanne, I wonder what you'll say when you see me again. Whatever happens, I hope that this time we can finally speak about everything that was left unsaid.